Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie, this is Dash. We're here to show you some tips for the Japanese. The Japanese is a handling technique that you can use when you need to create this sort of S or Z-shaped line, similar to what you see here. Anywhere that you can do a forced front cross, which is this one, where you see the dog commit to coming to your hand, then you step back, step in, and turn. Anywhere that you can do a forced front cross, you can also do a Japanese. Japanese creates this S or Z-shaped line, and from the dog's perspective, they are coming to the back side of a jump. So you can see here that the dog would be coming from over there and coming to this back side. You also can get this angle where they're approaching from this way, as well as different exit lines as well. So we can take this sharp exit line, they can go this way. So you can create a variety of lines with Japanese, as you will see in our videos. Japanese can be used on the same line where you could use a forced front cross. But the difference in Japanese is that you're moving forward the whole time. So that can be easier for some handlers because there's less rotation involved, and it can be easier if you say have an injury or have sore knees that day or something like that. So Japanese really helps that way. In Japanese, connection is really important as always, as well as position and timing. So we'll go through those tips in this video. So Japanese can be used in place of a forced front cross, but just like in forced front cross, we have to commit the dog to come to the correct side of the jump. But in Japanese, we do that by seeing the dog over your shoulder, okay? So if I see the dog coming to this shoulder in this particular example of Japanese, if I have connection over my left shoulder, then my dog will commit to coming here. Whereas if my head is facing to the wrong side, my dog will go to the incorrect side of the jump. So if I see her over my left shoulder, she will come here. Okay, good girl. Okay, if I see her over my right shoulder for too long, I will get the wrong side of the jump. Okay, good girl. So that means that if I turn my head too early, chances are I will still get the wrong side of the jump. So my first tip for you in Japanese is about connection and the timing of the head turn. So when you reach your position to commit the dog to come to the correct side of the obstacle, that you want to be able to see that they are committed to coming here. So what does that look like? Because we're looking over our shoulder and we don't want to rotate this far. You have to be able to see it in your peripheral vision, similar to a blind cross. So what I look to see is that they are zeroed in. So that means that their heads are not looking around, they're not looking at me, myself, but that they are nose forward, ears aerodynamic, body in a straight line, driving to where they should be. So the instant that you see that they're committed to coming to the correct side of you, so they're committed to coming, in this example, to my left shoulder, then I turn my head and move forward. So you'll remember our tips video for blind cross, where we talked about how, and you can also find this in some of our International Training Week videos that talk about blind cross, that seeing the commitment in your peripheral vision is a skill that you want to learn, because in those techniques you're looking down at the dog's line, not looking at the dog's eyes. And there are many techniques where we need to turn and have full connection to their eyes, but in these techniques we're looking at the line. So being able to recognize what commitment looks like and then react to it by handling the next line is really important. And just like in blind cross, where we talked about seeing the commitment while looking down at the dog's line, seeing the commitment over your shoulder, not doing this, because if you rotate your upper body too much, it throws you off of your handler path. The same is true in Japanese. So as you're moving into position, you're looking at the line, seeing them in your peripheral vision, see the commitment to come here, turn your head, step towards the jump cup, go on. Okay, so being able to keep track of where you're going in your peripheral vision will really help you, and especially recognizing what commitment looks like in your peripheral vision. And then you also can use landmarks. So just like in blind cross, as you are moving into position, if I'm looking down at the dog's line, I can actually see the wing there. I can see that jump foot behind me. So I might use those things to help me find my position coming here. If that's not working, you can pick something else in your field that you can see, where you can say, okay, I see that cone there, and that means I'm aligned to the right spot. Something like that to help you keep track of where you're going while you are looking for that connection and then seeing commitment in your peripheral vision. All right, so in this example, if I were virtual dog walking, I would move to my position, see my dog committed to coming here, turn my head and move forward, and then one step towards the jump cuffs, and you can see that my position is one step off of their intended line when they're committed to coming here, and I want to make sure I see my dog here, they're committed, and then I can turn and handle the next line. Okay, so my tips for position in Japanese are a comfortable arm's length off the wing, that's next to you when you are committing the dog to come to the correct side of the obstacle, and then as you move forward, you're now one step off of the intended line, going to the jump, look at the dog there, see that they commit, and then my last step is towards the jump cuffs, and then I can move parallel to the next intended line. Other things that can help you with Japanese are a name call. So when you are committing the dog to come to this correct side of you, when you're moving into position, dash, see that they're coming here, turn your head, move forward, maybe a small rhythm change for your tighter line as you are stepping towards the jump cuffs. Here you can see I have connection with my dog and I can see she's committed. I move forward one step off her intended line, make my last step towards the jump cuffs, and handle the next line. Once again, connection with my dog, I see the commitment, turn my head, one step towards the jump cuffs, position one step off the intended line, and handle the next line. So those are your tips for Japanese. This is another really fun technique to have in your toolkit. I find it especially useful if the footing is a little bit sticky where it's harder to turn. So sometimes on certain types of footing where if you're running in sand, I find that harder to turn in. So I might use a Japanese instead of moving into a forced front cross. So coming through here where you could move into a forced front cross as well. It might be easier on certain types of footing to just come here, see the dog, turn your head, one step towards the jump cuffs, handle the next line. So Japanese may be a little bit easier for you in those types of situations, or like I said, if you're feeling sore one day or you just want to be able to move forward easily and smoothly, Japanese is really helpful for that. This is also a great technique to practice seeing the commitment. So those times like in blind cross or when we can't turn all the way towards our dog, that you have to still be able to recognize commitment in your peripheral vision, and Japanese will really help you become better at that. So this is really helpful for that and is a fun technique to do. So have fun training your Japanese, and I will see you on the forum.